Next point, that is the second major point of this lesson, making of nationalism in Europe. We want to study 4 points in that. First one is emergence of new middle class as well as the aristocracy, the quarrel between or the problems between the aristocracy as well as the middle class. We want to see. Then next point, what we want to see, that is the liberal nationalism liberal nationalism or nationalism for the people, liberal people, or the new middle class people, what it is. And next point one, we want to see the new conservatism after 1815. 1815 afterwards, what happened, and the conservatism, what it is, that we studied in ninth standard, and here what it means, the new model of conservatism we are going to see. The next point we want to see, that is the the revolutionaries. The revolutionaries we want to see. These are the 4 points we want to think in the this second point. And second major point name, it is making of nationalism in Europe. We can see the not only France, different countries. Already we have seen that one, they got the influence, or the French army taken the feeling of nationalism to other countries also. And we can see that the countries like Germany, Italy, Switzerland, like that countries, it was divided into kingdoms and duchies and cantons. And they are thinking, means that was the autonomous territories. These countries, not only these countries, maximum European countries was they had the autonomous territories, autonomous rulers. And the Eastern and Central Europe also was under the autocratic monarchies with the territories of which lived diverse people. Means in one area itself, like how we live in India with a different customs. Like that in Europe also, we can see the different language speaking people, different traditional people, different religious people, like that. And not only in one area, everywhere we can see. And then we want to see they are divide themselves. They are slowly they are developing a collective identity among people. Normally the countries like Italy, Switzerland, they never had like that collective identity, but slowly they are started to develop. In the starting, there was no collective identity or common culture among people. And even they was speaking different languages, they was different speaking different languages, and they belong to different ethnic groups also. Ethnic groups, it may be religious, it may be language, it may be custom, like that all things are included in ethnic group. So the people, they never had any collectivism in starting. Slowly they are going to develop their collective identity among themselves. We can see in France also, they were speaking different languages, but when they made like that the nationalism feeling, that time onwards, especially in Paris, they started to speak in same language, single language, that is French. So like that, in we are moving to any part of Europe, we can see different people, they are speaking different languages. Also we can see all these things, this area, this paragraph, it is the example of the people, those who having the different languages, different customs. And like that, we can take any part of the paragraph, you can see it is saying like that, for example, the patchwork of the many different regions, the people and it is include Alpine region and German speaking people, like the different people, Italian speaking people, like the different part of the Europe, there was a mix with the different cultures and different languages. So we are going to think we are going to discuss the first point, that is the how they are coming to the uh, they are started to think, or which is all things made them to be think in a nationalism. Question it is, how did nationalism and the idea of common state emerge, even though people, they are living with different languages, different cultures. Then how it is emerged in Europe, that we are going to see in that first point, that is the aristocracy and the middle class family, and how the middle class family they formed, that we already studied in ninth standard. Are you remembering that one? Socially and politically, a landed aristocracy was the dominant class on the continent. The socially and politically, the aristocrats means nobles was the dominant class in the continent. Not only in Europe, here zamindars was prominent and the nobles was prominent. And second point, the members of this class were united by the common way of life that cut across the regional divisions. Even though they are living in different regions, it may be part of France or Poland or Hungary, like that. But they are having the common, they are united together because of their common lifestyle. And maximum area, they only owned the, there was the owners of the estate. There was owners of the land, and it may be in countryside or in the town houses. It may be the factory area or in the village area, but this nobles was on the, they was on the land, and we was calling them feudal lords or nobles, like that. And there was the people speak French for purpose of diplomacy, and in high society, the educated people or those who working as a diplomats, or those who are having the political influence, they used to speak in French. And next point, what we want to think, that is we can see the how in the people, how they are forming. They started to form themselves, and the population made up of maximum people. They are from peasant group, and there was tenants and some small owners also. That was the financial condition of the people. At the same time, there was slaves also. So we can see peasants means farmers, and in that some of the farmers was tenants of the estate people. Some of them had small, they had half an acre, 1 acre land, and at the same time there was servants also, slaves also. So when we are moving to the western and the part of the central Europe, the industrial production, the industrial revolution and industrial production, and with that trade, that also meant growth of the towns and emergence of commercial classes whose existence was based on the production for the market. Means the because of industrial revolution, the towns it's developed. Towns started to develop, or the villages they transformed to towns, or the existing town become bigger town. Because of that, the new class people they starting there in the society, that is commercial people or business people or traders or the factory owners, like that. Another one group of people, with that we can see the working class people also. If factory is there, there should be working class people. So the new type of people, new life of people, or new class of people, it is emerging in the society, especially in the western and central Europe, where there was maximum industrial production. And industrialization began in England and the second half of the 18th century. When we are thinking about England, you studied in 8th standard about this one. And because they brought many different technology here in India. And we have seen that one, that is industrialization started 18th century, or second half of the 18th century. It developed in started and slowly started to develop in 18th century, where it is in England. But the France and other parts of German states, it's occurred by the during the 19th century. Britain started by second half of 18th century, but France and Germany, other countries, they started by 19th century. So there was little bit lagging when we are thinking about France, England and Germany. England is most developed, and Germany and France not, they are lagging little bit behind. And because of this industrial revolution, what is happening, the social group, their new social group, that is the working class people and the middle class emerging, because they started to get better wage from the industry than the agriculture or the land. They started to become little small industrialists or business people, professionals, like that. Those who are learning new skills, how to use that particular technology, they are becoming the professionals. Not only that one, doctors, lawyers, engineers, like that, new professions also developing. So all these people together, those who are educated, those who are industrialists, business people, professionals, traders, all together we can see the new middle class people. They was not nobles, but now they are capable to fight with these nobles when we are thinking, or we can compare their financial setup with old nobles or feudal lords. That much they developed in economically. So that's why what is happening, the these new people, new middle class, they are started to think, not only the nobles or the people, those who are by birth, those who are born and brought up in the upper class family or the noble class family, not only them, others also want to get a liberation. They want to get privileges in the society, and the aristocracy want to be stopped, or they should get the equal privileges like other people also. So the middle class started to think like this. And what they are thinking, what did liberals nationalism stands for? For liberal people, those who are thinking like that, there should be changes in the society. For them, what is nationalism, or what they meant nationalism in their mind, that we will see next video.